Dina Asher Smith, from grief to glory. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please. Hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts. So, when you're ready, yep, good to go. Now, when we saw that scene earlier where Dina Asher Smith was crying after not medaling in the women's 100 meters at the World Championships 2022 in Eugene, Oregon, the United States, we were a little bit confused because Dina Asher Smith, is normally a very cool customer. So it was a little unusual. It was not until she ran in the finals of the women's 200 meters and copped that bronze medal that we started to understand what was really going on. You see, Dina Asher Smith had lost her grandmother, who she was really close to, the matriarch of her very close-knit family. And normally Dina Asher Smith doesn't talk much about her family. After the 200-meter bronze medal win, she opened up to BBC and expressed to them and us and the world what was really going on with her. Asher Smith dedicated her 200-meter bronze medal win to her grandmother and her family. Her grandmother, Cicely, and Dina were very close. In fact, their birthdays were just 2 days apart. Dina Asher Smith opened up about how the loss of her grandmother, in her grief, how it impacted her season. We often talk about the psychological impact on athletes and how important it is. Listen.
Sadly, my grandma died just before the first race this season. She'd been ill for quite a long time, and she's really such a bedrock of my close family. And so for a long time, athletics was way at the back of my mind.
She went on to share, I lost my grandma due to an awful illness just before Doha Diamond League, and we had the funeral a week before the trials. My brain wasn't in the room. I felt like I was just watching myself do stuff. I knew I was in great shape, but the psychological element, which is so important, is something I knew I needed to work on during the season. Above is a picture of her and her grandmother. Dina went on to say, we are very alike. It's been very difficult. She was an incredible woman, and my whole family wouldn't be where they are without her hard work, effort, and sacrifices. She continued stating, the team Psych has done an amazing job to get my brain and body on the same page.
Probably why some of my results were a bit interesting at the beginning. My body's there, I'm in shape, but my brain was I was going from a place of I'm just so profoundly sad to trying to pick myself up to run.
Now, this information makes Dina Asher Smith's performance at World Championships, winning that bronze medal in what was the fastest ever ran World Championship 200 meters. Remember the phenomenal time that Jamaica's Shericka Jackson won in, which was that 21.45, second fastest all time behind Flojo. It makes her achievement even more remarkable. Now, this is my 2 cents. We constantly talk about the impact psychologically on athletes. We try to educate, we try to stress the importance of mental health regarding the athlete. In fact, regarding all of us as human beings. As human beings, we tend to underestimate the impact of grief, of sadness, of depression, of loss. You heard her say it. Her body, she was in great physical form, but if you remember at the beginning of the season, she just wasn't clicking. We know that we know that she was injured during the Olympic Games and sadly could not compete in the finals. But she's basically saying here, because we thought she was still recovering from the injury, she's saying she was fully recovered, but losing her grandmother, who she loved so much, really, really impacted her. You know, the fact that herself and her psych team was able to get her to get both, as she said, both her body and her mind on the same page, speaks to the profound importance of a psych team. I'm hoping, well, I'm pretty certain that the Jamaican World Athletics team, as well as the Jamaican Olympic team, does have a psychiatrist and or psychologist there. I'm pretty certain. I should hope so. I should think so. In fact, that's what I was informed. But we tend to underestimate the importance of these people. You know, going from grief to glory is not an easy thing to achieve. Making this transition must have taken a lot of work, because she was clearly very, very, very close to the family's matriarch, her grandmother, Cislin. By the way, her grandmother was a nurse. And as she stated, it was her grandmother's sacrifice that got the family to where they are. You know, I mean, if you don't know, if you're not a Caribbean person, many Caribbean persons, it is often the grandmother or the grandfather or the grandparents who migrate from a Caribbean island, Jamaica, or Jamaica and Trinidad. In Dina Asher-Smith's situation, her mother is half Jamaican but lived in Trinidad and is half Trini. So her mother is half Jamaican Trini, and her dad is from Jamaica. The grandparents tend to make the sacrifice. They go over there, they lay the foundation, they work really, really hard in the cold, which is something that we're not used in the Caribbean. And they set a place for other family members to go to England or Canada or the United States or Germany, hopefully for a better life. So I can completely relate to that. Many of us who are Jamaicans or Caribbean people can relate to that. If it has to happen to us, we know family members where it was our grandmother or grandfather who went ahead. So I just wanted to share this because I thought it was remarkable that she was able, with the help of others, and obviously knowing how much her grandmother loved her and support her, pick herself up, brush herself off. And as she said, she knew how her grandmother would have been very, very proud of her bronze medal. In fact, she said even if she came last, her grandmother would have said she would have been proud of her anyway, because she said her grandmother would have said, "I knew you did your best." So there you have it, Dina Asher-Smith, from grief to glory. That mind-body connection for an athlete is unimaginably important. If the mind is not settled, no matter how fit, how healthy, how fast, how strong, how whatever the athlete is on a physiological level, if the mind is not clear, if psychologically they're not healthy and not doing well, they're just not going to fire. They're not going to be at their best. But this, of course, is my 2 cents, and possibly the 2 cents of most scientists and psychiatrists and sociologists across the world. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit that like button. Remember, you are royals, kings and queens. Bless up!